welcome to Seconds Out TV. I am Keith Fraser, and tonight I'm actually here with legendary boxing referee Mike Jacobs, who's going to give his very unique account of the super fight, which is on Saturday night, this Saturday night, between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Mike, lovely to see you.
Great to see you, Keith.
Yeah. Mike, listen, this fight on Saturday night is very intriguing. Everyone is talking about it, even if it is perhaps more of a promotion than a real boxing fight. But I know through speaking to you that there are a number of issues that haven't been touched upon, particularly in the press, on the boxing channels, particularly about the rules. I mean, we're talking about a boxer against a mixed martial artist. And there are a number of issues, rules-wise, that Conor McGregor needs to know. And can you elaborate, if you were the referee for this fight, what would you say that this referee, I don't know the guy's, I forget the guy's
Robert
name.
Bird.
Yeah, what would you say that he would need specifically to look out for on Saturday night?
Well, McGregor has a slim chance of winning. But the slim chance revolves around his technical ability to fight. And fight he will. The strategy that McGregor has to adopt is one which will test the referee in his ability to handle the fight. McGregor will fight, and when I say will fight, he has to fight one way, and that is to come out and pressurise Mayweather right from the off. He's got to come off his stool, get over to Mayweather, back him onto the ropes and get him in a corner. And that's the only chance he has of nullifying Mayweather's superior ring craft. So the referee has to be on top of the fighters. He has to, if necessary, come between them, break them up and ensure that they observe the rules of boxing.
And obviously you know the rules inside out. What do you say are the rules that perhaps McGregor may not be used to, and what the boxing fan out there would have to look out for when watching this fight? In fact, looking out for insofar as in case McGregor breaks the rules.
Well, McGregor's going to bend the rules. I've got very little doubt about that. He's got to stay right in Mayweather's face. He's got to rough him up, work on the inside. And this is where the referee's skill and ability to handle a fight will certainly show. Mayweather will want to get into the middle of the ring, display his ring craft and control the fight, and will need space to do that. McGregor has to cut the ring off. He's got to cut the ring down to absolutely minimal size so that he can get on top of Mayweather, and he'll use every tactic that he can possibly use in the clinches.
Give me and give some of the people out there some examples of that.
Well,
and that you've seen in your life as a boxing referee.
Well, a lot of skullduggery can go on inside the clinches. I mean, going back some years now, Freddie Mills, the late great Freddie Mills, super guy. He actually showed me how you could break a guy's arm in a clinch. But I don't profess for one moment that McGregor will do that. But he'll certainly rough him up. He'll hold and work on the blind side. He'll use his head, that I'm quite certain of, and he'll use his beard. Now,
yeah, you mentioned to me about the beard, which is interesting because isn't there a rule actually in boxing, I think you pointed out to me when we spoke before this interview, that a beard actually shouldn't be allowed if you're going to fight in a boxing ring?
No, the rules of boxing are very clear, but sadly and regretfully...
can you just highlight what the actual rule is around facial hair?
The chin must be visible. The chin must be visible. A growth is allowable, and for many years, fighters throughout the ages have always come into the ring with a growth, and that's fine. But McGregor has a beard. I can't see the outline of his chin. That should not be allowed. If I was refereeing that fight, I would demand that the beard is cut back where the outline of his chin is visible.
What difficulties does that pose for Mayweather, the fact that he's got a beard
Well,
of some growth?
well, it'll be used in the clinches. I've little doubt whatsoever that McGregor will use his beard in the clinches, and it's amazed me that McGregor's cornermen haven't made a song and dance about this. They've given way on the weight of gloves.
You mean Mayweather? You mean
Mayweather? I beg your pardon. I'm surprised that Mayweather's given way on the gloves, on the weight issue of gloves, there's the issue on weights. Who knows what weight McGregor will come in at? I believe the match has been made at 154 pounds.
Junior middleweight.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if McGregor comes in considerably more. There's not a title on the line here, so the fight will go ahead no matter what the weights are. There will be some forfeit to pay if he's way overweight, but that's quite irrelevant as to...
Aren't there cases, Mike, where a boxer with a beard could potentially hide a razor blade or something in his facial hair or something?
Oh, absolutely.
Couldn't they?
Oh, yes. You can put a substance on the beard, use it in the clinches to rub in the eyes of the opponent, you know.
And would the referee check for that on Saturday, do you think? Any substances or anything that he's put in the beard?
I'd be very suspicious if a fighter came in the ring with a beard. Firstly, I wouldn't allow it, but many things could happen with a beard. Some people argue it can cushion a punch. I wouldn't go that far. But it's an unfair advantage, and I'm surprised Mayweather's people haven't picked up on it. And I'm surprised that Mayweather's given way on the weight issue of gloves.
Yeah, what is your feeling about that?
Well, a smaller glove is the advantage of McGregor. There's no question about that. He's used to a 4-ounce glove. This is double the weight, 8 ounces. They should be fighting at 10 ounces if they were boxing, if that's the right terminology.
A traditional boxing match.
Yeah, under boxing rules. Well, this fight, this event is taking place under boxing rules. His chin should be visible, and they should be wearing 10-ounce gloves, but they're not. They're wearing 8-ounce gloves. The 8-ounce gloves will allow McGregor to, I think, penetrate Mayweather's guard more easily.
Because it's a smaller glove.
It's a smaller glove, and you can penetrate a guard far more easily with a smaller glove. So I'm surprised at that Mayweather's people have allowed that. They perhaps might think that Mayweather's got more of a chance to knock him out with a smaller glove.
Maybe Mayweather has completely underestimated McGregor and given way on these things, which could actually also play into McGregor's hands.
Oh, McGregor's in with a chance. A very, 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 very slim chance, I would add. But he's got to win, and he's got to win quickly.
Mayweather, you think?
No, McGregor. McGregor's got to win quickly.
Oh,
I think he's used to a 5-minute round. These are 3-minute rounds, but the tempo's quite different. I think he'd struggle as the fight went on. Mayweather is a good technician, and it would be to Mayweather's advantage if the fight went further. The only factor is, of course, he's been out the ring for 2 years, but he keeps himself in good shape, and Mayweather's a very strong favourite.
And do you think that if you were refereeing this fight, do you think that it would pose questions of you as a referee because of the slight differences, because obviously McGregor's coming from mixed martial arts? Would you say this is a difficult fight for any referee to officiate?
Potentially, yes. Yes, because McGregor, I'm sure, will use every trick in the book he knows to gain some advantage and to nullify Mayweather's expertise and ring craft. The way he will do that, and the only way he can do it, is to crowd him out, pressurise him, work him on the ropes, get him in the corners, cut the ring off. If he doesn't do that and doesn't do it right from the first bell, he's got no chance. No chance whatsoever.
Is it a fight, do you think, that has a very strong chance of finishing as a disqualification?
It would be a bold ref to do that under the circumstances. It could happen. It could happen.
Because of some
it could
dirty
happen.
tricks.
Yeah, it
particularly
could
on the side of McGregor. McGregor could.
It could. It will be a rough fight. It won't be a fight for the purists like I am. So is it a fight as we know it? No, it's an event. It's caught the imagination of everyone, or certainly of most people, and everyone will be watching, and it'll be a very, very interesting event.
Do you think it's good for boxing, this fight? I mean, there's a massive fight coming up in 2 or 3 weeks, which is Saul Alvarez against Gennady Golovkin, which is a much bigger fight for boxing fans.
Absolutely.
And yet it's been very overshadowed by the hoo-ha from this. Do you think it's bad for boxing, this fight?
Well, if Mayweather were to lose, it would be a disaster for boxing, in my opinion. Boxing's got everything to lose. And I sincerely hope that Mayweather shows his class, his ring craft, his undoubted ability, and I can see a clear Mayweather win. In spite of all the hoo-ha, I must say the build-up has been quite phenomenal, even though I don't agree with some of the vile and bad language that has been used. Apart from that, the publicity and the build-up is second to none. It's quite astonishing how this particular event, I won't call it a fight, is caught the imagination of sportsmen, throughout the world.
Well, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. You've heard it from, well, legendary former boxing referee Mike Jacobs, and he is a legend in the sport. And I hope he's outlined for you some of the things to watch out for come Saturday night. Mike, thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you, Nicky.